Greetings, my fellow gamers! Thank you so much for tuning in. You're watching Rexx't, and welcome to Let's Quest episode 42. Now, in this episode, I'll be bringing up a most recent topic, which is in correlation to a trade update. Let's see here. Can't do that while moving. Invalid target. Absorb the Gil work into yourself. Okay, that's the dude inside the cave, I think. We're going to be talking about, or I'm going to be talking about, a most recent update done by the Warcraft devs on Twitter. Now, what is this update about? I'm going to link it in the description down below. There's going to be like a picture on screen showing what it is. But yeah, I'm going to also link to the Twitter post itself. I think this is the guy. Well, no, that's Dark Guy. Wait, Gilrock? Yeah, Gilrock. Thought as much. Once again, I'm so sorry, my fellow gamers. I am still not used to the horde-sided quests. So, absorb an eye of Gilrock into yourself. Oh wait, that's the floating eyes. That's nothing to do with you. I'm so dumb. Well, let's get back to the content of today's video. So, I'm going to be talking about a most recent update done by the Warcraft devs regarding that in Legion, you can buy tokens of some sort, which allows you to get ahead of the Warlords of Draenor Challenge Mode Gold Edition transmogrifiable weapons and make them account-wide. Now, I saw this via a entry on a Facebook group I'm part of. Now, at first, I was like, what the fuck? And I became a bit pissed, I'll say. Then, some more time went by, I read through the lines of some other people having asked questions regarding the post, and I was a bit more at ease. But there's still a few things which is, bothering me about it, and I'm gonna be talking a bit about that in today's video. Now, first out, tokens. Tokens screams of free handouts. That they really do. They really do. Tokens is something which really, it quite simply yells out that this is for all, and it's most likely not going to be expensive. That's what token means to me. That's what a token is. Now, my issue was that I at first thought that this meant that, oh, so anyone and their mother can now just buy a simple and to light the torches, can just buy a token and get their hands on the challenge mode Draenor gold weapons. Thankfully, I was wrong. There was, really shortly after the update came out, someone who asked, this is only for those who has bought the weapons on gold already, is it? And of course, the Warcraft devs responded by saying, yes, that's true. Only those who has completed gold on challenge mode will be able to buy these tokens and get the weapons account bound. Thing here. Again, I haven't checked this up before this video because I like making a fool out of myself. I really do. But correct me if I'm wrong. I was just checking out some of the weapons, inspecting on me here the other day on my hunter. And my hunter, I haven't done challenge mode 8 out of 8 gold yet. I have the gear for it, but nobody wants to take someone who doesn't already have 8 out of 8 gold. So finding our group is a bit of a challenge. But even so, I checked the vendor, and I didn't see any class limitations on the weapons. I didn't see it said, hey, you want me to kill you? I'll shoot you. You chasing me? You want something? Right, piss off. Hey! Fine. Asked for it. Oh, wow, we even enjoyed regen. Up. Calm yourself. So yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as I know, the weapons doesn't have any class restrictions. And what is coming in Legion? A new transmog system. You learn the look of the weapons you have in your bags, or that you didn't pick up by completing a quest. And those are saved in a journal, and you can pick up those looks for whoever you want. So these looks, as far as I know, as far as it is currently in Legion Alpha, they are account shared, because I have saved the looks of different items which I've only discovered on certain characters, and I can use those transmogs on other classes, on the alpha, like on other characters like through and out. Meaning that if I discovered a plate something on my warrior, I could see that thing on my, like on my paladin, I could see it on my warrior. If I discover something on my hunter, I could use it on my shaman. If I discover something on my mage, I could use it on the priest. This, all in all, means to me that things are shared already. So, why are these tokens even there? Because unless there's going to be unless there is a class restriction on the weapons from the Warlords of Draenor Challenge Mode Gold that I don't know about, then you should be able to buy these weapons on one character and just simply have that one character share the look. But then again, it might be somewhat the other way around. Let's say, for instance, a rogue can't learn the looks of a staff or two-hand mace, so it would be impossible for a warlock to save the look of something for a mage. Now, this again would kind of semi-destroy the system that Blizzard now has gone in for having. Is that the barracks? It actually is. Because that means that if you want that cool spellcaster staff for your transmog from one of the older raids, then you can't do that on your rogue or your warrior because he can't save the staff look. Which again doesn't sound like something Blizzard would do. It really doesn't. So with that taken into consideration, that means that if there's no class limitations on the challenge mode weapons, and there's no current limitations as to... Oh, god damn it. Why do you... Oh, it's night. It's night. Sorry, my fellow gamers. I need to catch this thing. I'm not sure how I do it. No! Don't take it! Dumb shit! Fucking... Yeah. Back on topic. So if there's no class restrictions to the weapons you can buy for the challenge from Warlord's Gold, and there's no restrictions such as rogues can't learn staffs, and it's account shared knowledge, this transmogrification tab of yours, why would you need these tokens in the first place? Because if none of these applies, then you can complete challenge mode gold on your rogue or warrior, for instance. You can buy all the weapons for the gold cost, and you have them. I gotta return it to the guy. Okay. Where did I return that eye? Because I returned that to the quest giver, didn't I? Ah! We're gonna check. But yeah. Because then you could just complete challenge mode on that one character. You would have all the weapons. They would be shared when Legion comes out. Or if it's so that it's restricted to your class, then okay, I can see it. But here's my thing! Here's where my main issue with this comes down. Say that in some way or another currently, I am wrong. And there is some limitations to it in one frickin' way or another. Okay, so, yeah, there we go, the eye. Thank you. Really, I killed him earlier, but sure, I can go back and kill him again. So, yeah. It just boggles me in the following. That if I'm wrong on one of these aspects, why would the Warcraft devs go on and announce that now? Because what is one of the main enemies of World of Warcraft? What has been one of the main enemies of World of Warcraft ever since Wrath of the Lich King times about Wrath of the Lich King, TBC, Cataclysm, either of them. I've heard complaints about all of them. It's been that endgame is boring. And endgame lasts too long. Look at Siege of Orgrimmar. You wanna know what was sad about Siege of Orgrimmar? Siege of Orgrimmar celebrated its fucking birthday. A endgame raid shouldn't need to celebrate its birthday. You aren't supposed to have endgame content waiting for the next expansion that lasts an entire fucking year. You know PvPers needs to have their 2 seasons to fill up on their ego, but even so, you don't need 1 whole year for that. And like, I'm pretty sure a lot of people just got killed because I know a few. I know at least one, I'll be honest to say. Which is, stacked up a bit of different challenge mode gear for different characters. It's completed on one guy, so he has the 8 out of 8, to show off, okay, I know my shit and I can now get into groups quite easily. Fair enough. I'm not going to say anything about that. Collected all this gear. It's prepared to find some groups. He's told that in Legion, you don't need to worry anymore because you can get the Warless Drainer Challenge Mode gold items, by just simply buying a token. If you have gold already on one character. That just killed a lot of things that a lot of people could have done. That was a huge block, a huge chunk of content to which people could do in this expansion, currently in Legion. And I know people will say things like, well, they're sure gonna go for it still, maybe? Here's my thing. Here's another part of my thing. If the weapons have some sort of class limitation, then you have to do it on different classes, but last I checked there was no class limitation of these weapons. If the limitation goes down to that a rogue can't learn a staff, then sure. You want to do that on your mage. You want to do that on your mage in order to get that staff, in order to get that look. But now you don't. You can just sit down and do fuck all. Because in Legion, you can get your hands on a token. A motherfucking token that does the deal for you. Oh, come here, you prick. You don't need to do that. And it's still a bit of a surprising factor for me, because, once again, if there's no class restriction to the weapons, then you can buy them all on one character. If there's a restriction to that, again, say rogues can't learn staffs, then yes, you won't do it on different characters. The community has been crying for the past 2 expansions at least, because endgame has been boring as shit. Challenge modes was a great way. It was really good. Mists of Pandaria. 9 dungeons. 9 or 10 dungeons. It was one of them. I don't remember. Fuck numbers. I'm not good with numbers. Different challenge mode sets for each and one of the different classes. You had people who completed challenge mode on all the different classes. For some people, this took but a week. Because they bought boosts, of course. But for others, this took the entire expansion's worth of time, because they couldn't always set off time to do challenge modes. They did something else, There exists more than just challenge modes. You have raids, you have PvP, you have pet battles for those really special interested people. And then you go on and you basically just killed off a giant block of things that people could have done. Because they had a goal, they had a vision, they had something at the end of that tunnel. At the end of that tunnel was the weapons from the challenge mode vendor. Now again, with the announcement of the Legion transmog system, I can see why a lot of people didn't bother to do the challenge modes for Warlords anymore, because they thought that the weapons would just simply be account shared all the way through. What if that's the thing here? Because once again, I don't see that, because I have, again, currently alpha, unlocked items on a warrior, on my warrior, found only my warrior that I can transmog to on my paladin, implying that all transmogging is account shared. And again, if the thing here is that there's just restrictions to that rogues can't learn staffs, then you at least had something to do on one of your staff users for the remainders of this expansion. There is a lot to do in terms of challenge modes, because it's never always the same, depending on the class and composition you play with. At least that was what it felt like in Mists of Pandaria. Again, I can't say for sure for Legion, because I haven't done... No, not Legion, but Warlords of Draenor, because I haven't done challenge mode in Warlords of Draenor yet. But even so, if, Blizzard could have announced this, after Legion's release, of course there would always be some fucking prick starting a whiny thread on the forums, going all bitch and oh, if you had announced this before, Legion, I wouldn't have had to use so much time on doing challenge. Well, shut up. That's all I gotta say. Shut up. You filled your time at the end of Warlords then with something which you had a goal for. You were trying to achieve something by doing that. Wow, where the fuck did you come from? You tried to accomplish something. You had a goal. You had a vision. You had something to look forward to. At the end of that line, there was a reward. And you wanted it. And be it that you wanted it just to have it, or you wanted it because you wanted it to your seemingly supposed to be account shared collection system for transmogrification, or if you wanted it because rogues can't learn staffs. Either way, you had a goal. It was there. You had something to work your way for. And now, you suddenly don't. You've completed gold on one character. Gold completed, one character. And that's it. You can get this token. Again, the price of the token, I don't know. But if Blizzard because Blizzard first does this, because Blizzard now does this, Blizzard is like now stepping properly forward, saying that we're doing this shit because reasons. It just really clamps me in there because I don't see why. Or, yeah. If you don't get what I'm going at, then sure, it might just be me once again ranting out about something which really shouldn't be ranted about. I just don't see why, because either way you look at this, it's a bit stupid. It really, really, really is. And if you still haven't caught up on how, then just think for a second. Weapons that don't have class limitations should be account shared because the account sharing is currently part of the transmogrification system. And I even think Blizzard said that themselves, that account shared transmogrificationing is how the thing will work in Legion. Okay? Okay. You can't learn staffs on rogues. Okay. Then you would have to do the challenge mode on the rogue. No, on the mage. That's the thing. What happens now? You don't have to. You don't have to. And Blizzard Entertainment, out of everyone who has the regards in for this game, should know that there's been complaints about endgame being boring after the first couple of months. I mean, like, okay, sure, I didn't kill Archimon until late November, I think it was, no, late October, but either one of these fucking months. I didn't kill Archimon until then. I think Hellfire Citadel is starting to get boring now. That's why I'm playing other games. That's why I'm doing other stuff than WoW. But then there's these people who wants to do stuff in WoW. Like, you know, for instance, challenge mode. Because they had a goal. They had a motive. They had something they were aiming for, you know? Not anymore. Because if they have gold on one character, they just need to get that token in the next expansion, and it's deal done. And then again, as I really don't get, if there was no class restriction or boundaries to what kind of class can learn that type of weapon look, why would you need these tokens anyway? Because if that's the case, then completing challenge mode gold on one character would be all you need anyway to get the looks account-wide. Unless Blizzard is about to turn back on transmogrification wardrobe not being account-wide, which again would really, really suck, especially for people who's going to go for the different enchanter looks. There is something amiss in this pattern. If I'm missing out on something, then feel free to tell me. Shoot me down at this point. I just feel that something is hugely amiss. If there's no class restrictions, you should be able to get it, unless Blizzard suddenly is making the transmog system not account shared. That doesn't sound like something Blizzard would do. If your rogue can use staffs, then fine, I get you. But then again, there should be no reason to announce these tokens now, because you just killed off what a lot of people would expecting to do this expansion. Oh, it's like they're going against themselves at this point. Don't you see? They should know that people has been whining about endgame content being boring. It's an entire year. It was an entire year plus of Siege of Orgrimmar. You know how sick I was of Garrosh's face? You know how sick I was? I was so sick that I wanted to print out a picture of his face and puke on it each night. I'm pretty sure I'm going to feel the same about fucking Archimond. I'm pretty sure I'm going to feel the fucking same way about Archimond. And here's the sad part. I killed Garrosh Hellscream and got cutting edge for Siege of Orgrimmar 10-man raider 8 weeks before the pre-patch to Warlords came. I got sick of him before I even pulled them. Because of the entire raid, it was so repetitive. And then you have all these other glorious ways for people to fill days out with content. Pet battles, achievement hunting. But challenge mode is one of the actual challenging things. And you just killed it off by saying that account share tokens is added. Now, I think that these tokens are just like a I'm going to call it a precursor for Mists of Pandaria challenge mode items, because those were class bound. Those were bound by class. They were bound by class. So I can't see why they would even do it for that. I did challenge mode within Mists of Pandaria. I did on my hunter. I did my hunter alone. I only unlocked the hunter gear. So why didn't I do it on any other class? Because I didn't play them, or I sucked at them, or they didn't interest me. People who actually took interest in all challenge mode gears from Mists of Pandaria, they completed them! And if this is just a pre-tester for something, and they're suddenly going like, and now you can, with having just completed challenge mode of one character, go and buy the challenge mode gear from Mists of Pandaria for all your characters. Fuck that! It's underserved! It is so undeserved, and I'm also for that. That things is supposed to be deserved in this game. That's also why my topic of the month for March is going to be about legendary weapons. Because I think there's something seriously wrong with legendary items. It's handed out as free cotton candy. It's not deserved. Yet it's such an important part of the game. And when they start taking away these other things, like, okay, yeah, sure, the challenge mode weapon or gear isn't as important as a legendary. No, but you know what? I can tell you this. The work to complete all challenge modes gold in Miss Pandaria, that was harder than that fucking legendary cloak chain. Because all I did was spam the same raid week after week, killing bosses to get items, doing the eventual quest every now and then. Same goes for Warlords. There's nothing challenging in getting the legendary items. It's a walk in the park. It is a free handout. And when you take some of those few things left in the game, that isn't handed out, you actually need to set off a bit of time, a bit of skill, a bit of dedication, a bit of effort to complete. And you make it so that, oh, you just need to do it on one character to get it on everyone, then something is seriously wrong. That's not how it's supposed to be. It just really isn't. And you're going to see an info of this in my topic of the month about legendaries. The reason I'm not going to do that topic of the month inside of the Let's Quest video is because when I do Let's Quest, I tend to stray off because some Alliance Worgen bastard tries to kill me, or since I haven't played Horde since the Millennium Falcon was built, I have jack shit clue about where half of the quests I'm supposed to do is going. So you're going to see another bit about that. There's going to be that topic of the month for March. I'm going to be using a good half an hour really expressing myself regarding the current state about legendary items in this game and what they're about to become in Legion. But as for now, we're keeping to the challenge mode token thing. If it's a pre-tester gen for just the Mr. Pandaria thing, then it would make more sense actually if the token was for Mr. Pandaria gear, because that is class bound. Once again, last I checked, these items weren't. I opened the vendor on my hunter and I could see all weapons purchasable for gold as long as I'd completed challenge mode gold. There's a missing link here someplace. If that missing link is just me, who has seen things wrong on my hunter, if the weapons vendor suddenly, denies you items after you've completed gold, and I just can see the entire assortment without having gold, you know, just to check it out, and then once I get gold, it's limited to what my class actually can use, then sure. Then the token thing suddenly made a lot more sense, maybe, yeah, but no, it doesn't again, because now you just killed off what a lot of people was planning to do for the remainders of this expansion. Dedicated people will most likely still do it anyway. You'll have people saying, oh, well, they can still do it, it's not like because of these tokens they don't have to. No, but their main reason, the main goal for this, was removed. It was ripped out, shredded away, stripped, raped, and strangled. Absolutely demolished. Because now they no longer had to do it. They can now wait for Legion, get these tokens, boom, they're done. Game over. It's done. It's deal done. It's deal sealed. DLC. It's over. And it's sad. It really is. Again, I played this game for so many years now. I know endgame is boring. Especially when the raid looks to celebrate his birthday. We all know Blizzard Entertainment and release dates. I mean, just look at Diablo. Do anyone here really think that we're going to see Legion before its latest pre-decided date of, I think it's the 21st of September 2016? I really don't think we're going to see that expansion until then. If we do, slap me. I don't give a shit. I really don't think personally that we'll see that until then. How long is that? Take a look-see. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, let's skip. Wait, let's try that again. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 months. A bit under 8 months. If that's not enough time to do challenge mode on all characters, then I don't know what is. I'm pretty sure you don't have stuff to do in WoW all that time. And then, of course, you may have someone who says that, oh, I can't spend my time wasting so much on this game. That's where the you don't deserve it part comes in. You need to set up some time. You can't just walk through and expect to have everything handed out to you. Well, of course you can, because Legendaries, once again, since Bishop Madera given out as free fucking cotton candy, I know. But challenge mode things should be somewhat holy on that aspect. It should be on untouchable grounds. No, it's not. It's not. For some reason, it isn't. And it gets on my tits. It generally gets on top of my tits. And my tits are huge. And to get on top of them is quite a challenge. But someone is about to manage. That's a miracle. It is a really, really, really big fucking miracle. Again, it might just be me over-exaggerating. I choose to believe that I don't. Because that's how raging works. You choose to believe that you're not doing something wrong. Consuming 2 at a time. That's not good. If that's part of the quest. No, it's not. But yeah. That's my little personal thought about the current token thing, at least. I just don't see... To me, it's a giant missing gap there because of no class restriction, and unless there's, like, this semi-class restriction thing, and if there's not, then it absolutely makes no sense removing the main goal line for content for multiple people. As Blizzard should know, that endgame is what a lot of people dreads the most about expansions. It just doesn't add up for me, and I felt like I had to express myself about it. But that's gonna be it for this video. Now, thank you all so much for watching, my fellow gamers. I hope you guys enjoyed this little secondary rant video. If you have any suggestions for things you want to hear me talk about, speak about, bring up, you know, anything in any later episode, then feel free to leave a comment about it down below. I'm open for suggestions towards pretty much anything. And that's pretty much gonna be it. Now, once again, thank you so much for watching, and until the next time, my fellow gamers, have a good one.